Oh, we made it. We made it. Welcome back to Formula One, my team career, part 22 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, the season finale. Yes. Stay tuned after the race is over. We're going to be picking our teammate for next season and our primary sponsor, getting everything ready. And then, yeah, you'll see the new schedule, my custom 16 race schedule. And you'll see all the new stuff that's coming. So yeah, working on development and stuff. We're saving our money up. As you can see, we have $5.5 million. So that way, maybe we could get a new teammate. Once the end of the season comes around, I don't really want to keep Jack Aiken for long. I want to get a new teammate as quickly as I can, and as we sim through the week. We really, I don't think, had any failures. I don't even know if we had an upgrade, but anyways, we get upgrades on the aerodynamic side of things, and we are good. All of our regulation changes for next year are not going to come into effect because we adapted all the parts we needed to on the power side of things, which is just absolutely 100% perfect. And we're coming off of a top 10 at both Mexico and Brazil, which is pretty good in the points. So we now head on to practice. Did not want to record my voice over that. So here we are now qualifying for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix at Yas Marina Circuit. Richland. This is like the richest track ever. I mean, we go under a freaking hotel. I mean, just look at that through the hotel section. In the third sector on our first lap, Sebastian Vettel with the provisional pole right now. Of course, there is still 13 minutes left in the session. This was a pretty bad lap, so I wasn't expecting too much. And later on, we're in P17 trying to improve on that. This will probably, yes, this will be our final run most likely. Cross the line up into P11. Wow. It's pretty good. And now we'll see if we were able to hang on to the spot or if somebody overtook us. But P11 is not bad in a Grand Prix like this. But as you can expect, we lost all of our spots. And yeah, we're not even in the top 15 anymore, so I don't know where we're starting. Let's head down to the track.
It's the final chapter of the season then here at the spectacular Yas Marina circuit. It's a race where the pole sitter failed to finish in 3 of the first 4 events. A front row start here is by no means a guarantee of victory, so we go into battle once more as we get underway at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. The Yas Marina circuit, just over 3.4 miles long with 21 corners and 2 very long back straights. There are 2 DRS zones going into the heavy braking zones of both turn 8 and turn 11 and offer plenty of potential for overtaking. The circuit comes with its fair share of tricky corners as well, in particular 15, 16 and 17, which will certainly test a driver's braking management. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? They've had a fantastic campaign, it's been a wonderful year, and they come into this weekend's Grand Prix as a fully deserving champion.
I agree it's been a truly impressive season, but championship or no, I don't think they'll be gently cruising around to the finish line. In In fact, with points no longer a concern, there's a lot less to risk, so we may even see a more aggressive approach.
Right then, to the 5 red lights. One last time in Season 1 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go. It's a decent start, but we break early, and I hate turn 1 at Abu Dhabi. I couldn't dive bomb anybody. I couldn't get to the inside. The straightaway is too short. I could complain for hours about that corner, but continuing on through turns 2 and 3 now, and headed down to this hairpin corkscrew, whatever you want to call it, section. That chicane there, it's pretty fun to me, but this corkscrew, this hairpin, please. It just makes me die. Now under pressure from both racing points as Sergio gets on by. I'm sure Checo still remembers what he did to himself at Mexico 2 episodes ago. The inside now. Hopefully he'll forget about that incident over the off season, if he hasn't already. So we head down this back straight, and later at the end of lap 1, are we going to get Carlos Sainz up here? 4P9? No. Yes. No. We were not able to make the move stick here. So we come around towards the end of the first lap of today's race. And now, coming around to the start-finish line, just 13 more laps will remain in the season. So we try to catch Carlos up ahead. And then we kind of go wide into turn 1. What do you expect? Wow. Later on in this race, in this lap, we are now trying to get Carlos. No DRS yet because it's not enabled till the end of lap 2, so we don't have DRS to help us. But it looks like we get the move done, so that's good. McLaren's now behind us, and on to Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. Charles is going to be the runner-up in the championship, I believe, this year, after Valtteri already won it last race in Brazil. The gap of, I believe, 40 points. But Carlos coming back at us now. He has DRS. We have overtake on. And that was enough to hang on to the spot for now here on lap 4 of this Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And so we head down the backstretch, and now later on the next lap, entering the hairpin, go a bit wide. Is that going to allow Carlos to get there? No. Into the hairpin. And that was kind of a bad exit. I think Carlos, he's probably going to have a run on here. Lance Stroll behind him in the racing point. Not catching. Now they're really catching. Going to try to block Carlos. Oh! F's in the chat. We have a bit of wing damage. The tires are absolutely overheating. What a save other than that, though. It was absolutely beautiful, but we are going to come in and box this lap then for new medium tires because, damn it. Why? I've fallen apart at the end of the season. The crash in Russia, chaos in Mexico, it was still Checo's fault. And now the 360 here in Abu Dhabi. It's either I do extremely well or I do extremely bad, or I do both in the same race. This car's just not turning, or I'm just forgetting to brake. But as we come into the pits, we are going to replace this front wing and get new tires. Goes the front wing on, and now we get the coolest bit exit in the world underneath turn 1 through the tunnel and back up the hill back to the racetrack. I don't know why, but I love that so much. I love that so much. But here you can see first 2 sectors both purple. That means we are fastest out of any car in the entire race on any lap. And we are catching Romain Grosjean. George Russell We overtook him on the pit stop, surprisingly, even with that wing change and the spin. Going out to the final corner. As of now, it's a fastest lap, a 1 minute 38.005 at the line. See, we are passing more cars. Jack Aitken, Kevin Magnussen. Amongst those drivers, K-Mag jumps us. I'm going to try to get him here. Headed into the chicane hairpin combo corner thing. Big sideways there. Wow. And we're now past halfway in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix here. Lap 8 of 14. This is the halfway lap, as 7 laps are completed. 7 laps still remain. 6.5 now, but K-Mag takes a look. Is he going to get the spot? No, he is not. We clear him. Later in the lap, Jack Aitken actually overtook us both. I think I went wide and Kevin was like on my outside and Jack went by. But we are going to get past our teammate, who might be in his final race in Formula One. We'll have to see, at least for a while, potentially. And, oh, wow, big loose, big loose. And is Jack going to make a move? It looked like he tried, but we got the spot at least. K-Mag somehow got back on by us all. We pass him there. And apparently we hit. He's still back there. He just fell back a little, so no harm done by the looks of it. And on lap 11, things looking good. And now headed on to the last lap in Season 1. And it looks like we're second in front of K-Mag, 2 seconds behind Roman Grosjean. I was trying to catch Grosjean, and I was catching him a little bit, but not by enough. Which means it looks like we're going to have to settle for P17 here in this race. If we had another 5 laps, we might have been able to get to Grosjean, but out of the chicane, we spin again. Wow. But we keep the position because Kevin literally ran into us. Now he's going to get by because we went wide in the hairpin. The Williams of George Russell is trying to get on by us. No, Jack Aitken got by. K-Mag's still behind us. We really screwed over K-Mag for a few positions here. And it looks like the max we're going to get is P17 here. As down the inside of Russell and Aitken. It glitches a bit, but we keep the spot. Actually, we get the spots. And it looks like it's going to be P17, as this straightaway is really the last passing opportunity if no mistakes are made in the rest of the lap. So this, in theory, should have been Jack's last shot to get P17 and beat me for like only the 3rd time this year. But I'm still happy we didn't finish last. If you look at the race we had, 1 360, replacing a front wing, 1 spin in front of the pack with no damage. We were very lucky in this race to even finish it. Hit the wall there, get a bit of wing damage. It's not going to matter, though, because we're in the final 2 corners. And at this point, I was just glad this mess was over. So we crossed the line for P17. Disappointing compared to where we started in this race, I'm pretty sure. But hey, at least next season's a new season. Kimi Räikkönen in his final Formula One race gets driver of the day. Sebastian Vettel's also retiring at the end of this season. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Valtteri Bottas, your champion, the top 3. And for Firelinks Motorsports, we come home 17th and 18th. Jack got 0 points this season. We're just going to ignore that. Oh no. But here is our acclaim earned in the race. I leveled up to level 10. Jack is level 8. And altogether, we are level 13. We get another sponsor at 20, I believe, for our final sponsor for the team. Yeah. Not much cash because of all the damage we got, but 7.8 million. See if that can get us anybody here. We're going to renew our sponsors, I believe. And yeah, we're going to do some team building. And probably, by the looks of it, attend F1 esports event. Nope. What are we going to do? Race simulations and either weight training or marketing strategy conference. We do marketing strategy conference. We're going to renew our sponsors here. And now, do we renegotiate or do we look for someone else? We're looking here at who there might be, but we only have enough money to afford Nick Latifi out of all the F1 drivers. That isn't our teammate, which means I think here we're going to renegotiate with Jack, and they're going to take the high risk route here. Just 2.9 million. Its market value is 3 million, but we get Jack, we re-sign him, and now we are in the postseason, just going through. Once we reach the end of the season, we will have like tons of money to work with, and we'll be making tons of upgrades. Here's an interview from Will Buxton.
Got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. Isn't it safe to say you focused heavily on driver development? At the moment, you seem to be a solid mid-tier team. What do you think will take your team to the next level? Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team? Do you see your relationship with your second driver being long-term, or will you be looking for someone else if you're successful? Would it be safe to say that in terms of team orders, your career comes first in your team? Well, thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
All right, there was that interview, and now, yep, Sebastian and Kimi are gone from Formula One. They have retired. So Kimi will no longer be able to have the drink. And Sebastian's just Sebastian. He's gone. Oh, well. I never was a fan of Sebastian Vettel. But if we look at some of the driver changes, oh my God, Daniel Ricciardo goes to Ferrari. And if you look down, Antonio Giovinazzi, the Italian driver, goes to Racing Point, the pink Mercedes. If we keep going down, George Russell, by the looks of it. Hang on. George Russell went to Alfa Romeo. So did Nicholas Latifi. AlphaTauri didn't change. Giovinazzi is at Racing Point. Ricciardo to Ferrari, we already mentioned that. Jack stays with us. Nothing at Haas changed. Same for McLaren. No changes there between Sainz and Norris. If we keep scrolling down, nothing changes at Mercedes. I don't know why they'd change that, but nothing at Red Bull. Sergio Perez. Checo goes to Renault. In Nobuharu Matsushita, I don't know how to say his first name, goes to Williams, along with Nick DeVries. So 2 new F2 drivers. Why is Lord Mahavir not in F1 yet? He is the most god-tier driver ever. Oh well. And yes, those are all the driver changes for Season 2. Jeez, this is going to be a crazy season. But now, once we're done with this, we're going to go back to the home screen here and sim to the end of the season. You're going to see our claim in. Wait till you see how much money we get. Might not be a lot compared to other YouTubers who are actually successful at this game, but still, it's a ton. We almost level up a full level of acclaim. And on the money side of things, we get $22 million to work with. $28.7 million to work with when Season 2 comes around. We'll go on to that later. But now, we are going to be upgrading the team, of course. Character select, team details. Going to change our main sponsor, I think, from Distort, our engine supplier. I think we're going to stay with Renault because I can't stand the sound of Ferrari, and it's more expensive. I don't even know how to describe the sound of Ferrari. I just don't like it in this gameplay. So you won't see me driving at Haas, Ferrari, or Alfa Romeo at all this season, or with Ferrari engine. But it looks like I think we are going to go with probably Pacifico. We get $12.39 million at the end of the season if we complete the bonus of getting 25 points throughout our team, which is very well manageable since we did it this season. And it is time for a new livery here. Why not play some music over this instead of hearing my voice talking? Now the schedule. We're going to be doing 16 races by the looks of it. You can barely see any of the schedule, but we are going to up the race lane to 50% and turn on the formation lap. The formation lap is not important for you guys because you probably won't even see it. It's not even racing, but thanks for watching. We'll pick up in Season 2 at Australia.